Thank you for the clutch, Mr. Sadikis. Very eloquently said. Of course, the Pay Safe card, top 5 plays of the week of Week 3 coming to a close there. It was a hell of a week for Counter-Strike, specifically here at the Pro League. And I must say that with that, it is time to go into our hot match of the week for Week 4, because we have finally arrived at Cloud9 versus NRG. Now, guys, this matchup has huge potential to, I guess, be of a super high caliber.
That definitely does. Obviously, Cloud9 wanting to kind of right their wrongs from WESG, where they just came back from China. Definitely didn't place to their liking. Dropped out in the quarterfinals versus Team 1, the Brazilian squad. Definitely wouldn't expect that from a major champion. So yeah, Cloud9 have had a rough start to Pro League, rough games as of late, really, just in general, and they kind of need to get their things going right about now, honestly, if they want to still be in contention for a playoff spot, which did see them miss out last season. Missing out on Pro League 2 times in a row would be a bit of a disaster.
Disaster would be an understatement. And now we know it's been a little bit of a roller coaster over there at Cloud9, but we can go ahead and take a look at that lineup as if they need an introduction, because I don't believe they do. You'll note one of them jumping around there in the background, trying to get his what is it, B-hops.
B-hops, there we go. Bunny jumps.
Not B-hops, but the Foon. There we go. Foon, yeah. That's the guy. Trying to get his Foon on. Either way, Cloud9, Terex, Skadoodle, Stewie2K, Automatic, and Rush, your major champions from, of course, Boston.
It has to die at some point, Trace.
No, it never dies.
I think it's already dying.
Yeah, no. 2 NA teams in the top 4. You love to see it if you're me.
Want to take over the show? Talk about Cloud9?
Let's talk about Cloud9. Let's start it. What do you guys know about them?
I mean, we know a lot about them. Obviously, the major winners, as we just find out a few times, or too many. But a team that has so much skill. We talked about a lot of times. This is the equivalent of FaZe, you know, just an NA version with a lot of skill, to say the least. A lot of potential star players, especially Automatic has most recently been their star and has been the guy who's been putting up the most consistent performances. And actually, a player I right now would rate at least within the top 10 individual-wise. He's posting up great numbers tournament after tournament, and that has to keep on going. On the other hand, Stewie2K is not feeling too well at the moment. Skadoodle haven't hit his major one as well, and Tarek is a little bit too inconsistent. So this team in itself is just not peaking at the same level they were at the major, and that in itself is a problem, especially when we talk about them going into the matchup against NRG. They already had a rough start to Pro League, and as we talked about, they didn't make it last season to this season, not making it in a league that is dare I say, is a little bit easier this time around. You know, there's only 12 teams, there's 6 spots going to the final. It would be nothing less than a disaster if they don't make it.
Yeah, no, definitely so. And I think what you touched on, the fact that they're not necessarily peaking at the same time, that's kind of the issue for Cloud9 right now.
Sounds right.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, what we saw at the major is what Cloud9 can do if everybody peaks at the right time. You have Ska putting in the best CS he has in years. Obviously, Tim and Stewie, Rush, Tarek as well, especially in that finals game. Yeah, everybody just kind of hitting their stride at the right time. When that fades off, you kind of see, I guess, the Cloud9 that you should be expected to see in most tournaments. Obviously, still an extremely competitive team, can still make top 4s or potentially finals here and there, but they're not going to be your perennial, winners of tournaments. They're not going to be there time and time again. That's just not the kind of team they are. They're too inconsistent for it. And right now, I think the only one you can safely rely on is Automatic, and he's kind of been the one guy holding things afloat for in a lot of ways. Even though they haven't necessarily amounted to a ton of victories in Pro League so far, he has been the only guy that makes you feel somewhat okay with the fact that Cloud9 should be able to win games in and out, almost regardless of who they play against. But that can't continue, obviously, going further into the season.
Further into the season. And that is exactly where we're going. Deep into the rabbit hole known as Season 7. We talk about Cloud9, we talk about their major accomplishments, and we talk about everything that they've done to this point, including the inconsistencies. But one team that I don't think anyone has muttered the words major champion would be NRG. Now they are on the upswing. We could take a look at the lineup and kind of make sense of this NRG team. They are on the up and up. There has been the addition of Ethan, which has brought quite a bit of firepower into this lineup. And against Cirque, being a Bulgarian talent himself. We're going to talk a little bit about him in a few seconds. But what else is there to say about this NRG team?
Only undefeated team in Pro League. There you have it. So yeah, not major champions quite yet, but still the only team to take not to take an L so far, which is pretty impressive. And here you can see the wins they've had. SK wins probably should have a bit of an asterisk next to them because SK were playing from Germany, which definitely affected their ping. But you know, if you're NRG, you take that for what it's worth, and you're pretty happy about it. They've also not stumbled, I guess, versus the lesser opponents that they've gone up against as well, which is again extremely important. We've seen Luminosity, you know, fall for that. They dropped them up against Rogue. NRG not making the same mistake, and that's why they're sitting 6-0.
6-0. And this Bulgarian talent, though, Cirque, we can go ahead and just take a little bit of a sit down here with him. We had some words with him. Try to get into the mind of this Bulgarian talent.
The big surprise in the NA Pro League this season has been NRG, winning game after game, and lately, taking down struggling SK Gaming 16-4. But in the surprising performances, one player stands out. Kvedlin Cirque Dimitrov, the Bulgarian executioner.
Actually decides against it. Here's the players coming his way. And this is just going to be a shooting gallery for Cirque in with a second. Doesn't really want to run the risk of going down, but does stick around a bit to try and help out Fugly. He now finds himself in danger, but Cirque is the man to rescue him. That is fantastic. Cirque, it might have been on an eco, but he stands his ground. He finds all 5, and he maintains his role as the dirtiest man alive.
The language barrier doesn't seem to affect the 18-year-old Bulgarian as he keeps on winning rounds.
Just barely on scopes at the wrong moment, but he did spot Cadian. Who knows it? And Cirque over the top. That is an absolutely disgusting clutch.
NRG still look like the surprise of the season with their impressive results and their new young superstar, Cirque.
The Bulgarian executioner, I believe, was the verbiage
Most
used
disgusting human alive.
Yeah, the most disgusting human alive. Now, I'm not sure he would appreciate that. Perhaps he gets the sentiment, though.
Yeah.
This guy is lethal when he's on. He's proven that he's deserved and earned his place here in the Pro League.
He's one of the fun stories about this Pro League season, and also a little bit about last Pro League season, because we saw some of the potential, especially at the Odin's finals, where they made the playoff, highly surprisingly as well. Back then, they had a Danish guy called NRG, who never really got his career rolling over here in NA. I know the feeling, not great, but I mean, it was a rough season for them, honestly, or for him at least. But Cirque was the standout player for them, and now in this season he started out hot and blazing. This is a guy that I think has potential to become one of the best AVP players in the entire world. If I gotta be honest with you, he has every ability for it. He is great in the close combat fights. He seems to play cleverly in a way where he don't overpeak, he don't take too many duels. He doesn't need to take, and whenever he takes those duels, he also usually ends up winning them, which is kind of, you know, unorthodox for a guy like him, you know. So I'd say Cirque is one of those guys you should look out for, and for NRG, it's just pretty much the perfect pickup for an AVP player.
The perfect pickup. He has fit in extremely well. Now, guys, it is about time to live on 3, though. So I need to know where you stand on this one.
I mean,
really quickly, of course.
really quickly. I guess we should mention what the map is to start things off, right?
Yes, that would be important. It is Inferno.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, and
Alvaro didn't know either. Had to look himself.
No, it's going to be an Inferno and Overpass. That's the 2 maps we have going for us. And Inferno, it hasn't been the safest of havens for Cloud9. I think what we've seen from NRG has been pretty positive so far. So I'm going to go on a bit of a limb and say NRG.
Cloud9 needs the 2-0, but I think it's going to be Cloud9 also for this one. They need a 2-0, and I think they're here to win.
But I do have to say that they might be just a little bit jet lagged. Of course, coming off a pretty long leg of travel there from Asia, the WESG event.
They're making excuses.
Could definitely come in as a factor. And with that, we're going to send these two on their way and bring in Harry Styles and Jason O'Toole. Guys, I think Cloud9 hasn't bagged no bias whatsoever.
Even with the jet lag trace.
Yep.
Showing your true colors already making...
I believe.
All right.
I think NRG have got this one. I think it's just a sign of the times that's how it's going. There you go.
If you're
Boom,
going to pound the table and make it loud.
Oh, yeah, no. I like to do quite mute ones. Kind of sums me up as a person, doesn't it? It's like I try to be loud,
Yes.
but really, what am I?
All right, now we're getting all existential. Freeze time is over. Cloud9 going to start on the T side of Inferno. And I guess the big thing would be just this Cloud9 team, I guess, obviously after the major win, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype around them. That seems to have faded away. They've been struggling recently, so by no means is this one of those games you'd consider to be in the bag, especially the way that NRG has played. Probably, I mean, it's actually been a while since I've been this excited for an online game of North American Counter-Strike. That's a great kill from Stewie. Going to be able to try and build upon it. Damage done to Fugly and Ethan, but mission accomplished has forced that back. Look at this. While all that's going on, pressure towards the A side. Good kill from Tarek, and Taps is alone. Taking his shots in the bomb site, trying to use these boxes, but he's fast running out of bullets, and he's all gone. He's down. Bomb will be planted, a 5-on-2, and almost no chance at a retake.
Yeah, for Ethan and Fugly, it's going to be, well, mate, just Ethan, 1v5. And Stewie here is going to make this a real hard time. It's rushed to find it, but I kind of share in your anticipation of this match, Jason. I actually, when I brought this up on social media today, I said this was one that I've been most excited for all season, and I still kind of stand by that. NRG, they've looked very, very promising. And personally, I mean, like I think they're undefeated right now. I think their odds of making it to the finals in Dallas are looking pretty good. There's no denying it. I can't wait till we actually get to see these guys play on LAN with this current roster.
Yeah, it'll be cool because we've seen some of these guys have good performances on LAN individually across a number of different teams and rosters that they've been in, and we've seen them all have struggles, if I'm completely honest as well. So yeah, maybe that first one. I mean, young players, Breezy, Ethan, and Cirque maybe still need some testing on LAN, but we'll see if they can get there. Good kills from Automatic and Stewie with those MAC-10s, 3 combined, and Tarek watching the flank, spots at the last 2. An easy mop-up, only losing Skadoodle. It will be 2-0. And actually, look at this. They have really let the players off the leash. It's been pretty aggressive for Cloud9. Everyone being aggressive in their fight selection. But not aggressive enough to chase down Ethan. They're going to let him have the deagle. They're just going to sit back and be content with the 2-0.
Yeah, they were actually hunting. I think they misread that and thought that he ran towards T-spawn, which is why they all look so confused right now. But yeah, he's going to be allowed to survive. Cloud9 in with their second round. Of course, Cloud9 out of kind of all the teams that we... I think like thus far, a lot of their teams are in roughly where they should be, broadly speaking, on the leaderboard. Obviously, like, it's still, I think we're halfway through now, the season. But Cloud9, they're right down at the bottom. I think they're currently 2-6 or 2-8, if my memory holds correctly, in terms of wins to losses.
I'm looking that up right now. You've read my mind.
There you go. We're in sync right now. And well, Cloud9, they're pretty in sync too, considering they've just come back from their adventures over in China. It was a pretty stressful experience for them there, and they have to find some respite in the familiar world of NA Pro League. Making their way over here towards B. 4 players lie in wait. NRG have everyone apart from Ethan here, so it's 4 USPs to try and keep Cloud9 at bay. And even then, the bombs actually started to double back towards the A bombs. Like they found Ethan. And just like that, this... I was going to say it becomes a money farm for Stewie, but instead it's Tarek to mop up these remaining players. Just Daps left alive here.
Yeah, even though Stewie goes down, I mean, he saw everyone, which obviously makes the round much easier. Stack doesn't work out in NRG's favor. 3-0, and a lot of money built up in these previous 2 rounds with a lot of SMG kills. I think only 1 player for Cloud9 falling in that second and third round each. The op is going to be in Skadoodle. It's going to be in Cirque's hands as well. And Automatic going to upgrade from that MAC-10 into an AK-47. So let's see what Cloud9 comes up with, but a round with no kits, light nades for NRG to start off the gun rounds.
Quite crucial. They've got the AWP up on Cirque, and that's going to allow them to go toe-to-toe with Skadoodle. They've already taken aggression over here into apartments. Now they have to be wary as Automatic is nearby. Now starting to head on now. Automatic falls, and Cirque going to go ahead and win out his fight in that aggressive position. Suddenly Cloud9 have their hands forced up here towards the top of Banana.
This is all that's left is this hit towards B. Stewie's going to take some Molotov damage, boosted up. Ethan wasn't even checked for. Now, speaking of boost, it's going to be Daps with a free kill. And this is exactly what NRG needed. All 5 players survive. All 5 players have 100 HP. And they make a lot of money. They don't have to rebuy a whole lot of anything. Just some nades to fill up on. And it's Cloud9 who has to rebuy everything. They're going to be down pretty low. So... yeah, that's beautiful for NRG. That 4th round can be so tricky for CT sides, and NRG decide to take matters into their own hand, get aggressive towards A halls instead of sit back and slowly run out of nades. It gets them everything they could have wanted. Good nade as well down mid. Stewie at 73. Tarek and Scoodle taking some light chip damage, but a good start for NRG.
Yeah, definitely. And they've got that early double AWP bought in as well. Ethan picking it up from Skadoodle. He's taking it over here towards B. One thing I think that's going to work out well for NRG here is that, you know, if you kind of look at this, at the entire league, if there was kind of 3 teams you would pick out to prepare against the most, it would be Cloud9, Liquid, and SK, right? So they're going to be coming into this very well versed. In particular, Cloud9's Inferno. It's an affair that we've seen them, you know, do well on so many times.
They've had a number of overtime and double overtime games on it, haven't we? We've seen pretty much everything that they have to offer on this map.
I'm curious, Jason, what way do you see this one going? Because we've heard everyone else's prediction.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think Cloud9 is the favorite. I think if this was a game on LAN, I would have no hesitation in picking Cloud9. That's not to disparage NRG in any way, but I think the tough part is at the moment is NRG is playing super well, and it feels like Cloud9 is doing their best to climb out of a small funk and, you know, some personal issues in their circ, almost with a third re-peeking into automatic. The B split has to be successful from CT spawn. It's only Stewie at the base of Banana with the bomb, and he's actually going to go back towards A. So they're hoping that they're pulling some of these A defenders out of position, and they have. That battle needs to be won, and it's not. Fugly going to peek again, but he sees exactly what's coming. Disappears into the halls. Disappears into safety. And all the meanwhile, Breezy has pushed up. No time left, even if automatic kills everyone at this bomb site. He's got no chance. A second round for NRG, and that's very well done.
Yeah, this is going to leave Cloud9 in a very awkward spot. As automatic, his money now becomes a bit of a concern. They will just still go for the eco, but in the next, if he's not able to save the AK forward, then he won't be able to get a buy. Double AWPs carried forward for NRG, and they've been so impactful. We saw Cirque in that previous round doing damage. Ethan hasn't really been tested yet in this B-bomb site with his. This crossfire from Daps in round number 4 was incredibly strong. Let's try and replicate that once again. No, it's only the eco here for Cloud9. So not expecting too much, but you have got automatic with that AK. They can try and use him to open up these sites.
That's always the question, is do you use the AK to open up, or do you allow him to bait the Glocks? And at the moment, he's going to line up a smoke. It's looking like they want him to bait. So those Glocks go in first, take some of the damage, take that shot from Ethan. Molotov down as well. Crack in the smoke should make it easy for Daps. It took him a little bit, and it's actually Ethan who bails him out of a tough spot, and still automatic dinked up. He goes down. Great round from Ethan, 4 kills, and even an assist on the 5th. Automatic not chiming in towards the very end. It was a desperate round, and it didn't go as planned. All tied up now at 3-3.
And that's scary. I mean, Ethan, 4 kills, loads of damage, and 3 of them, as well as, you know, the rest of the damage was with the USP anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't be too disappointed with that. Cloud9 here, they've gone for the partial buy-in of $2,000 or thereabouts. And already they are going to eat a nade early on. Automatic's been tagged. They keep pushing forward into B. Ethan's here, though. And he looks to lay down the gauntlet once again. Daps has been dealt with inside the site. The Molotov going to start to do some damage across the board, but the bomb plant will come in for Cloud9. The M4 picked up onto Tarek. These pistols now can work their way into closer angles. Ethan reinforced now with the rest of his team to try and make their way in. Oh, he's still leading the charge. The spearhead. He looks to try and cut this site in 2. But Rush finds him. No trade just yet. No one nearby, and that's an AWP retrieved. Onto the back of Rush it goes as he starts to run away into the hills with that one. Damage done in through the smoke, and suddenly Fugly's tagged down and out of there, and that will be NRG saving in this round. A victory for Cloud9 that comes on the back of a partial buy. They will stand to make a lot of money here.
Yeah, it felt like that buy was even just more. I mean, obviously winning is always going to be the goal, but it felt like that buy was going to be more useful to just temper the economy, to take some guns away. Probably not win it. I think they got that bomb site much more clean than it felt like they should have felt like Daps should have been able to have some impact, but not expecting the pacing of that hit towards the B bomb site. It was only Ethan who gets a kill with the op, but then blocked off by a smoke immediately afterwards. So good round from C9 as the losing bonus builds up, investing a bit more than usual on those rounds with a lot of utility. Cirque is just so fast. At the moment, not able to get the follow-up, and they're going to chase him down. He does get away, but Stewie's being cautious, pre-firing every angle. Smoke goes down. Cirque caught on the pillar, wrapping around the bomb site. It is Stewie. He's going to be as aggressive as always. Sees the trajectory of that smoke. No one's watching from the jump up towards Graveyard. Great kill from Rush, and the follow-up onto Fugly. And even though he dies, he's done his job to his own Molotov. Bomb planted. It's a 3-on-3. Stewie's low, and there's 2 kits.
Yeah, they are going to try and go for this one. Stacked up outside of the site. It's the flank in from Daps in mid. That has to work out. He can find Stewie potentially. Stewie's now gone down, and now they're going to start to try and pounce on in. Skadoodle. Arthur's back with 1, 2-on-2, and automatically going to drop Daps up an apartment. Suddenly it's just Cirque left, and no time means that Cloud9 will find themselves a 5th round. And they do manage to keep both players alive as well. Cirque holds the AWP forward, and they can get a buy-in here around it.
They can get a lot of good things, actually. Yeah, this is really nice from Rush. Great entries and just sliding into his Molotov at the last second. Fugly does just enough damage, but mission accomplished. Clears out the pit for his teammates, and it's easy from there for C9. Cirque had like $9,000, so he can drop over essentially anything he could have possibly wanted. Even has the AWP still. Daps is going to buy up the nades. So this is a very strong purchase from NRG, but they are slow getting out of spawn. So they're susceptible to some fast tactics. You can see Tarek is gaining a lot of ground, although they are here to challenge as well. Nades and Molotovs out for Cloud9. Ethan, for the moment, is isolated away from Daps. But Cloud9 doesn't press the issue. They let everyone get away safely. A lot of utility used for NRG, though. Respecting that presence in B.
Yeah, stacking up on Banana now, lining up the soaks and flashes, ready to go for this play. Daps and Ethan once again going to be tested. We have to see more from them. Daps this time, he's opened up. You know where he is. Ethan's now going to emerge, but he's quickly put down, and as is Daps, he'll follow shortly after. So suddenly, once again, NRG locked out the site, and the save call comes in ahead of time. They start to fade away, and that'll be a 6th round for Cloud9. And this is where kind of questions have to be raised as to this B bomb site. Feels like every time Cloud9 have gone there, they've been able to find success.
It does, and I mean, it could very well be the game plan that Cloud9 talked about coming into this is, you know, if you're going to choose a player to attack, going towards the B bomb site, considering where Cirque plays with that AWP wrap side, he's going to be the first one rotating. He'll be blocked off by the smoke and the choke point. You have Daps at this B bomb site, who's going to be much easier to attack than someone like Cirque, than someone like Breezy and Fugly in the pit. And actually, even when they've gone towards A, they've had some success as well. So now it's going to be difficult for NRG to read what's coming, but this was a good call. The save coming out very early on. Cirque can drop an M4 over. UMP can be dropped over from one of the other 2 players. So it can still be a pretty strong buy for NRG, all things considered. And this is going to be a tall task for them to get back into this. This is a Cloud9 that's looking much, much better. Some of those issues that we've seen from them in recent tournaments, maybe some of the exhaustion setting in from a tough schedule, maybe some of the post-major hangover. Tough getting back into the groove. I think Stewie spoke about it. This Cloud9 seems very willing to take fights and very willing to get in their face and trade as well. Cirque's got to be careful putting your star player over at B, and this is why. Good opening kill. He's going to go back for more as well. He's going to slide out a little bit more wide. Is he overstaying his welcome? I'm not sure they're aware, and he misses the shot, and yes, he did. Tarek with the kill, and he's going to be cautious moving up the rest of Banana. One more player to find over at the sandbags. That's Daps. Molotov going to force him into the open. There's the pop flash as well, and actually maybe it didn't come out, but Tarek did turn as if one was coming. So Daps is given a lifeline.
Now it's Ethan and Daps once again to try and hold back Cloud9. They are stacking up, but look at this. Cirque, his absence has been signaled. They know that he's the man who plays arch side usually, and with Ethan rotating off, that's allowed so much ground. The way of automatic, they're going to look to pincer in. And then NRG, they are weary of this. They know that they've left the wrap open.
Yeah, but Cloud9's actually smoked off their own teammate, so automatic. Gonna clear out some of the boosts, and that's about all he can do. If they want to run this clock down and play it very close, they can allow him to get in position for those smokes to fade and get a glimpse into that B bomb site. 18 seconds left, and here it comes. Now the smoke fades, automatic wrapping around. Easy kill for him, and they've done just that. They've cracked it open. One player to deal with, but they've got to do it quick. 10 seconds on the clock. Ethan just has to survive, and he's not able to do it. Bomb's going to go down. It's a 2-on-3, and you feel like NRG, they almost have to go for this. 2 kits, but not a lot of utility.
Yeah, Fugly and Breezy have to go pushing into Tarek. They've been able to find the first and the second. Skadoodle's gone down. And now suddenly it's Rush. He has to do what Ethan couldn't, has to stay alive here. Peeks on out, finds the first, but Fugly's able to trade. And just like that, NRG will be in with a 4th round. The 2 versus 3 retake does pan out. They finally managed to get one done.
It's nicely done from NRG, but you have to say Cloud9 botched that. The double stack in towards Ruins, in towards Construction, and they're not able to get a single kill off of it. They had players in position to have very, very strong fights, and missed shots come out for both of the C9 players there. It's not all lost, though. They have plenty of money to rebuy into this, and getting it down to a 1-on-1, they have NRG on the verge of being reset. So a win here, and all is forgiven for that previous round.
And already, I mean, automatic, he's feeling very confident. He was looking almost tempted to even go through that smoke. It was the steps and attention gain from Fugly that caused him not to. But already they've made NRG concede so much ground over here towards A. Now Cirque's actually gone back towards the long side, peeking into mid, but he's here alone. No potential for a trade if he gets caught out, though. He's been so good at finding these openers down through mid. This time he's going to go ahead and relinquish it as the smoke, or the Molotov rather, forces him off the angle. Cloud9 just testing the waters. Wasting so much utility from these players inside of A. You look at it. Breezy still has an incendiary and Cirque has a flash, but that is it for them. Tarek all the way up here at long. It's Fugly who has to try and make a stand. He only gets one. Breezy's gone down, and now Cirque effectively 1v4. He does not last as Tarek doubles down for 2. It's Daps and Ethan, the 2 B rotators left, and they will just have to save. Conceding this round once again, Cloud9 is straight back in with a 7th, and just like that, the economy of NRG has been reset.
Tarek's just stone cold with the repeated shoulder peeks to force out the shot from Cirque, and he knew exactly how to do it and how patient he could be. After 2 or 3, Cirque loses his nerve, takes the shot, and it's easy cleanup from there for Tarek. So, nice round. Going back towards that A bomb site, and they're finding success both places, to be completely honest. And that goes back to you saying that B bomb site looks susceptible. Now the A bomb site has been dropped twice as well, so it's going to be tough to figure out how to stack one of these bomb sites when you're losing both. And this M4 is all that NRG is going to have. They could invest here knowing it's going to be likely a save round anyways, and they do just that. So buying up, they have an M4, full nades with a kit, and then 4 CZs to surround it.
Yeah, definitely not going to win any awards for Buyer of the Year anytime soon, but maybe they can find some success with it. Daps and Ethan. Daps going to get flashed in. Does start to make his way down. Ooh, but he eats that nade, and oh, that's not good. Up on top of the logs. He is going to fall at the hands of Tarek, and apparently one wasn't enough for him. Tarek continues this slaughter up banana. Rotations already coming in from Cirque and Fugly as they feel pressured to try and make a play. Cirque's going to try and swing into this. Stewie is ready. And raring to go, Fugly now through the smoke as well. They just keep offering these kills up on a silver platter. It's all on to Breezy, 1v5. And this is going to be another round for Cloud9.
It's a Cloud9 that looks like it's having fun. I'm going to be honest with you. The players are just looking like they're just going out and hunting kills. Nothing too crazy tactical about it, just being prepared for any kind of play that comes out from NRG. And they're winning everything at the moment. So it's going to be 8th, and NRG will be back onto a save. A good chance for C9 to get up towards 9 on the T side, and maybe even extend that a little bit further. This half starting to, maybe not starting, this half kind of has gotten away from NRG. Still in a salvageable situation, although even their next buy, I don't know if Cirque will be able to afford that AWP, and that'd be a big piece of the puzzle that they enjoy having, quite obviously. Cloud9 doing all this with Skadoodle only at 1 kill. They've had so much success entering into bomb sites at times that he hasn't really had to do a whole lot of work. Stack towards the A site. No flashbang, no nades for NRG, saving up, scrounging every bit of cash that they can.
Yeah, for NRG, they've kind of hedged their bets on this A stack. Not expecting much with the USPs, but it'd be nice for them to find some damage. Sadly, it's not the case. Cloud9, they just waltz into B and they get it for free. It's a painful reality as a CT. They're going to start to make their way down through mid. Rush actually does lie in wait.
He's actually so passive.
Is that even passive or is that AFK?
Yeah, that is like the, oh, I had to go take a leak, and I just got back. He does eventually go down, but the rest of his team is going to be here to protect that AK-47. No gun for Breezy. No gun for anyone.
Just as you say it, Ethan's been able to get... Wouldn't ever mind.
You take that back right now.
I shall. You know, I ate my words. Just as Ethan chowed down on some bullets. Some 7.62 from, I don't even remember who killed him, but it was someone. 9-4 right now. Buy comes in for NRG. It's their first in a while. One of the things I was kind of commending them for early on, and I think was really interesting, I think it was round 10 where we finally saw the NRG economy break. They've had buys in pretty much every single round up until then. So they did do a good job of managing their economy. Sadly, Cloud9 have been pretty ruthless in hunting down these saving players in the last few.
Just look at how confident Rush is jumping out, and there's going to be a follow-up. Actually, they both jump. So, yeah, confidence, not always the best thing. Skadoodle has a chance here to do something wild, and gets shut down. It feels like if, I mean, always easy to criticize, right? But it feels like if Automatic had just not jumped all the way down, he would have had a free kills. If they just got that one player as well, that forces the 2-player under balcony to turn to the right and adjust and kind of take care of the players coming out of halls. And then all of a sudden that makes that split up mid so much more effective. So almost for C9. 9-5.
And, you know, for a confident-looking Cloud9, what does a tactical pause mean to you, Jason? You know, what's the point of it?
Just to get that last round, you've got 4. Might as well use one here. You haven't really had to, so it's just kind of like, let's come up with some kind of game plan to get towards 10, make it that much easier in the second half. It's just for that one extra round, and if you ever run into trouble, you've still got 3 remaining.
So, double setup back in play, and Ethan will be taking his over towards Banana. Cirque this time looking like he's going to maybe try his hand at some aggression as he heads over towards apartments as opposed to holding off at long. Ethan will be Molotov back, but Cirque, this aggression from him has worked a couple of times now. Ooh, there is a 2-man tower here that might get toppled as nades. Oh, they are eating them, and Automatic just swoops in and finishes off the 2 tagged players. Suddenly it's just Ethan and Daps left. Everyone in A is dead in a matter of seconds. And this round could not have gone better for Cloud9. They read NRG like a book. Ethan, 1v5. Is able to win that out at least, but he's still got 4 more to find. You're not feeling good. You're not feeling confident for Ethan here. And that's why. Skadoodle finishes him off at 10-5 for Cloud9 at the end of the first half. And that one there, that just shows how dominant they can be on the back of a bit of a timeout.
I mean, this is a team that's so good at front running as well. Like when they get some confidence and they just start rolling, it's very, very difficult to stop them. They just seem to build upon it more and more, and you could see it throughout that half. And even when they lose around here or there, they weren't all that phased about it. Really nice half. And NRG, we talk a lot about how cool this team has been to watch and how cool these players have been to watch individually, and we'll stand by that, but Cloud9 at the moment seeming too tall of a task.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you sometimes make the argument of online games not always being, taken the most serious comparison to the LAN environment.
Yeah.
But I think for Cloud9, every one of these games has to be look at their position on the board and how they're doing right now in the season. They really can't afford to give any of these maps up.
They're actually not doing terribly in the sense that, yes, their record is bad and they're low on the standings, but it's more because of the volume of games they play. They're only 2-4, so they've only played 6 games. This will be their 7th, which, I mean, yes, that's not good, and you obviously need to win some to rise up through it, but there are other teams that have played, 10, 11, 12 games. So, there's going to be time for Cloud9 to catch up towards the end of the season. Certainly, you want to win everything, so you're not going down to the stretch and having to rely on other teams losing. You want your fate to be in your own hands down the stretch, and that's essentially what Cloud9 is fighting for here tonight. I think what's going to happen, I think at some point, someone from C9 will get interviewed and talk about kind of what went wrong right after the major, and I think they'll identify that loss to Team 1 at WESG as kind of a big, like a wake-up call for them a little bit to snap them out of their funk. So we'll have to see if that holds true, if they can start finding success, but certainly here looks like in a good position to dodge an upset, so to speak.
Yeah, they have been looking good almost across the board. Skadoodle, the only one who's a little bit quiet, but you wouldn't really notice because everyone else has been so dominant. Now moving on to the CT side, we can probably see a bit more of that AWP taking presence here for Cloud9.
Yeah, a good way for Skadoodle to get involved. I mean, they, yeah, he wasn't really needed. Like, the rounds they won in that first half were so dominant and so quick to get into bomb sites that Skadoodle never really needed to do anything. So, yeah, his scoreline looks pretty crappy, but there's a reason for that, and it's because you see everyone else with 12 and 11 kills. CT side can't get tricky, though. I mean, we saw NRG run into some money issues. Same thing can happen to C9. We've seen their Inferno at time be a little bit suspect, so the tough part is they just look very, very good individually, at least when they were dictating the pace on the T side. We're going to see that same kind of behavior out of guys like Ethan, out of guys like Breeze, because even with Cirque, a guy we have a lot of good things to say about him as an opper, we all know the T side of Inferno is no joke for the oppers.
Yeah, it is a tough task to pull off. As we head into the second half, pistol rounds going to be pretty important here for NRG if they want to try and forge a path to the comeback. Of course, a win in the pistol could very easily see them propelled to about an 8-10 scoreline, which, providing they win the consecutive anti-eco rounds as well. NRG, a team that we've had quite a lot of hype around. When I first saw them play, I wasn't that much of a... I knew some of the players, I liked a lot of the players, but I didn't think they would do as well as they have thus far. And Jason, you kind of converted me. You really built the hype up around this team for me. And now, seeing them go flawless, losing your first map of the season thus far to Cloud9 wouldn't be the worst, but they don't want to forego that.
No, the nice thing is because they've had so much success, this game can almost be kind of a barometer of how they stack up against one of the best teams. Fast-paced towards the B bomb site, a fight the whole way, and Stewie runs out of bullets. Also couldn't fall back safely. It's Automatic's turn now. There's 2 more players in this B bomb site, and they've got to get out of that. They've got to get out of the stack. Tarek is all alone over towards A. Smoke goes down. He's got to get back towards Pit, but he's got to kill so many players. And I don't know if he's gonna have the angle in time. Ooh, that's a great headshot. That's a good start. One more and Pit would be huge, and he grabs it. One more, yes, a headshot from Tarek. He's magical in the pit. Against all the odds. Tarek with a triple kill.
That was some of the nicest sequence of shooting I've seen in a long time. Tarek, that was wonderful. Just the quick transitions from player to player as they pushed on into him. That first shot is insane. Peek on in, and it just gets more and more nutty. So he's able to outlast NRG. And I mean, that's crucial. You know, you kind of so many players, so many bodies coming his way.
Yep.
Weren't expecting him to do much, and somehow he's able to get himself 3.
Skadoodle got there just in time as well to to distract us players were trying to kind of run the gauntlet towards him. But yeah, let's not take away from that incredible round out of Tarek.
Now, NRG were fortunate enough to get the bomb down at least, so they can get a buy into the next round. They still have a flash and a few upgraded pistols here and there to try and find some success here. They're going to flash themselves out through mid, now run it towards Skadoodle, who looks to make money here with the UMP. Farms up 3, not done just yet, although Breezy will actually find him. That's going to be it for them. So they go ahead and hand Skadoodle $1,800. But now that buy comes in, and it's so good, we see it a second time.
Not a whole lot of chances for NRG left. Cloud9 in a great position to start running away with this 12-5. Ethan eats a nade down to 70. 5 smokes on the NRG side, along with 3 flashbangs and a follow-up nade is so brutal. Ethan and Cirque, 2 of the big-name players on this NRG squad. And they're going to get put out of the fight early on. They're going to have to be more passive with such low HP. Great double kill potential now on the board for C9.
Doing a rally some shots down at 3 banana. The bomb starts to rotate away. And we're towards the top of mid. But there's 4 players toward this A bomb site. 3 currently short side and automatic wrapping in over towards Arch. 50 seconds for NRG. Limited utility as well. 3 smokes, 2 flashbangs to get them in. Gonna have 2 players exiting out through apartments, and it's a tricky angle to come on in from. Fugly's able to get the first, but that'll be it. And now Tarek. He saw a lot of success early on, and this is going to be that much more. Tarek's in with 4. He goes ahead and knocks them all down. Cloud9 will find a 13th round. And more heroics from Tarek.
This is great from Tarek. I mean, look, his positioning here is so nice. Obviously isolating himself, but look at the way he turns from that pop flash. It's coming in. Those are the kind of fights that he's gotten so good at over the past few years, is waiting for that support from his teammate. Early on in his career, he would just kind of heads up, take those fights and see how many he can get. Now, he's tying it in, tying that skill, tying that willingness to get into the action in with help from his team, and it's giving him a lot of good results. A lot of cool highlight clips. 13-5. No armor on the NRG side. Upgraded pistols. Actually, excuse me, the Fugly's got armor, but he's also eating a grenade. So really nice damage coming out from C9 from this B bomb site with their utility, with their HE grenades.
Now he leaves one more player. Breezy's gone down. And Cirque's just trying to sneak on by. You kind of admire the courage from him. Ooh, Ethan. Through the smoke. That's automatic dealt with. Stewie. He's not gonna let them off the hook easy. As he mops up the players that start to try and push on in and capitalize on that frag from Ethan. It's not meant to be. Cloud9 to 14 and NRG, they're in with a bye. But this will be their last full bye if they lose this round. Other than that, it becomes forces till the bitter end. At least here at map number 1. Skadoodle has the AWP, he's looking over towards B, and this to me suggests he's going to go for something aggressive. because we've seen Stewie and Automatic. They're normally the two players we see over on this site. And indeed, he's just going to be homing down the angle, expecting maybe a faster play in from NRG. The AWP there just to dissuade that option. Actually, they're going to go for the boost over Skadoodle. The timing's not there. He gets caught in the air, and as a result, Stewie has to just form a hasty retreat.
Rush is alone at A. And Cloud9 with 3 players over towards B. They have to make decisions soon. Do they rotate one back or do they get aggressive? And actually, they're going to do both. Stewie's going to hunt for the information. He's got Daps to deal with, holding the angle at Banana, and he spots it out with a shoulder peek. Going to fall away. Look at this. 2 players now rotating over towards the A bomb, so they might be getting here just in time. Molotov out to prevent any play towards Rap side. That holds off NRG for the moment. Oh, but Cloud9, they're not keeping him around. They're actually sticking with this stack towards the B bomb site, and Rush is going to be feeling so lonely. I think Cloud9 is just going to have to save these weapons. No reason to try and get back into this if Rush goes down anytime soon. Here it comes, and he looks the wrong way, but he recovers well. Bomb is down. Now they can try and make this happen. Now they can be reinforcements. Almost a second. That would have been huge, and Tarek coming through just as the time goes low. That's it. Called around here. No automatic. Gonna try and make me eat my words. A lot of money on this CT side still. Skadoodle's low, and that's about it, so they can try and go for this, try and take some guns away, and the Dink's just not going to cut it. Now automatic. Gonna try and clean out one player. And then just bail out. I think he's going to get this kill. He does. Actually sticking around for more, but no one goes in towards Boiler, so now it's all over for automatic.
NRG, they finally arrive at a 6th. And they get a bit fortunate there in the sense that Cloud9 do decide to stack that B-bomb site. But as you correctly pointed out, there's plenty of money left for Cloud9. AWP going to be thrown over to Skadoodle. Rifles across the board. Same story for NRG, although that threat of being reset hasn't been dealt with just yet. Over here towards Banana. It's going to be Automatic and Stewie. Automatic does get tagged down in the Molotov there. Skadoodle holding mid. Aggression in through Banana, and this is where we get to see Automatic and Stewie start to get tested. They fall away. And it's just a standoff over here at Apartments. Breezy watching the stairs, and Skadoodle doing the same, but from the bottom of Boiler. Looking like they might send Tarek up into the angle, and he will be walking into the moors of Breezy if he goes for it, which he won't. NRG yet to actually spot anything out from this Cloud9 defense and get any information from it. This is going to be their first real probe towards one of these sites. It's the 3 players on Banana to start to peek on in. Automatic's already down. Stewie gets caught changing, but he's lined himself up too. Ethan is able to answer back. Better late than never. Finally, Trey comes in 3-on-3, and the bomb plant will look to come through.
Yeah, the bomb wasn't there, though, so that's a lot of time that Cloud9 had to rotate and get into position, and now a lot is on the shoulders of Ethan. Over here towards Ruins, they've got to clear him out of this position. That's a great headshot. Great shot from him, and he's going to hold on to combine with Breeze for a second, and Skadoodle's got to bail out with that AWP. No money left in the coffers as C9. They need this weapon. And a nice contact play from NRG. I'm not sure if Stewie kind of gave up the angle, but Automatic just got straight up peeked and pre-fired and wasn't ready for it on the boost. They were looking for exactly that. It seemed like Stewie would have the angle. But as I said, I think he might have like pulled a nade out, considered throwing a smoke, something along those lines.
NRG there, they are onto a 7th, and now they finally managed to tame the beast that is this Cloud9 economy. And I'm going to partial buy down on the players that can afford it. Try and get something to go with this up. It's only really Rush who has the armor to go alongside that CZ. Deagle's out for Stewie in automatic. Stewie's going to go on with the peek, and Ethan, well, he's going to go ahead and get impaled. He goes down. Rush waits up at apartments, and Fugly is about to come knocking. Rush holds the angle, battling down the hatches over here on A. Rotations come through. Rush falls. But Automatic's already here with a D. He's going to be spotted out and finished off by Cirque. They keep pushing in, and it is unrelenting. Stewie can't line up anything extra. So the bomb plant going to come on in, and NRG 4 versus 3 in the after plant.
Yep, save the op again. Cloud9 just almost rotated into position, just a couple seconds late. Nice job from Fugly clearing all the corners. And now NRG starting to claw back into this, and they have the added bonus of controlling the economy. They have the advantage of money, which goes oh so far on Inferno, as we all know.
Still NRG onto an 8th, and Vi's going to come on in, but you have to get a little bit worried now if you are Cloud9. Vi here is going to be very decent, so they have all the utility in the world to kind of play with. Especially if Skadoodle drops an M4 over, that's going to award them that much more. Ooh, that was lovely. Did you, Jason? You just missed it. You just missed. That was impeccable from Stewie.
What, the initial peak?
No, they double run boosted him to get to Banana Fast. He jumped off the head of one teammate onto another, and then that was fantastic. I haven't ever seen that happen in Pro. Not like that. That was very smooth.
Alrighty. 14 to 8. The lead is dwindling. Strongest buy we've seen out of Cloud9 in some time. Remember, this is an op on Skadoodle that has been saved, I think, just 2 rounds in a row. NRG now, it seems, building up some confidence. Three players here at A for the defense, and they want to attack automatic on Rap side. Coming through the smoke, it just plumed at the right moment, waiting for a flash from his team. They all line up, they're all blind. That was brilliant. 3 on 4, they've got to make their way into this bomb site, but Skadoodle has closed the gap, and so is Stewie. He's here, Fugly the last one left. He will find 2. So taking money away from C9. That's not really any kind of silver lining you can be happy with when you're facing map point, when you're facing 7 map points.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tall task now for NRG. We saw them get the last 3 rounds in a row. And now they have to go ahead and do all that and more. They have to, as you say, pick up 7 consecutively now. On the bright side, at least, not the strongest buy in the world from Cloud9. Not the weakest either, though, by any stretch of the imagination. Decent utility. It's just automatic relegated down to that UMP. And he's playing some coffins, which isn't really the ideal position for it, but each to their own. Stewie holding close. And right now, NRG, they're taking this very, very slowly. They are aware of this pressure that has been laid on them. 7 rounds consecutively is no easy task. Still, he's going to keep going aggressive, kind of playing with fate a bit down on Banana. Has tagged Ethan away. Both players currently in CT. That smoke going to go to render them useless, so they go ahead and boost up Stewie. Continuing to throw out all this utility, telegraphing this play to Cloud9, but they're reluctant to rotate anyone around just yet as the footsteps start to chime on in. Stewie and Automatic mop up two through the smoke in CT. Breezy does manage to get rid of Skadoodle elsewhere on the map, but Automatic and Stewie, I was going to say they might be able to pull this back, but suddenly Fugly's doubled down with two. And just like that, it is a 2-on-2 in the retake. The bomb plant can come in. It's Rush and Tarek left to try and pull this one back and close it out here and now for Cloud9.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Stewie didn't get that kill. Tarek's not going to slow down. Flash in the air. Going right around the edge of that smoke. Hasn't spotted one yet. Now he sees one. There's great cover from Rush. And a one-on-one. Fugly's got 3 already. And Rush is playing the bomb. Tapped. Fugly's out in the open. He's not planning, though. Now he's got to push forward. He's got to find this kill, and he does. The headshot as he swings out wide. NRG just barely holding on to this match, but that's a brilliant win. It breaks the money for C9 as well. Timeout called for NRG. They have to build upon this, obviously. Need 6 more rounds to force OT. But that's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, now they're in with a real shot of starting to pull this one back. My memory holds me... my memory holds correct. I don't think Cloud9 have the money to buy here. So, good chance of picking up a 10th round perhaps for free. As, yeah, they are going to be eco into this round. A couple of pistols drop forward. NRG, they're not letting up just yet. Stewie, no fancy footwork this time to get him in with an early peek down Banana. And a tag coming out early on from Tarek. He's down to 69. Stewie was a menace last time around on Banana, but this time Ethan, he doesn't have time to play around with Stewie. He does just go ahead and it cut him down straight away. Now leaving the pressure onto Automatic. Tarek's rotated in. Rush is going to join them. It's a stack in towards the B-bomb site with a minute and 5 seconds left. NRG aren't short on time. But a nice shot from Tarek. Pulls this one back into a 4-on-4. He's going to keep going forward. He could catch that much more. Sprinkles some damage onto Ethan. But NRG, they're going to get control of A.
Very fast pace once they finally made the decision. Skidoodle's only got a USP. That'd be a huge kill to get, and he does. He manages it. Headshot to close it out, but there's not enough more people here. They don't have the angle. They don't have the entrance into the bomb site. Tarek just has to save that AK-47, I think. Bomb is being planted. Smoke in the choke point. There's a follow-up to come from Cirque as well. Tarek hoping for just 1 kill. Automatic hoping for 1 exit. Will be a 10th for NRG when all is said and done. Still coming back into this. Automatic having his fight, and now it's Tarek's turn. Gonna be able to find 1 on the exit, maybe go for more. He spots 1 out. No armor, though, means the aim punch is very difficult to handle, and Cirque prepared for that peek from Automatic. 2 kills for him on the round. And another save gonna come out for C9.
Yeah, I mean, they've got plenty of rounds to play with, so why not? NRG will be moving on to an 11th here, though, you'd imagine, although we have got some nades brought on up. Partial buy-in from Cloud9 in this round. They found decent damage in the previous, so why not? They have gone ahead and thrown down this first smoke onto Banana. Stewie has another. Actually, Automatic going to get his in first. That delays this play in that much more. This nade could actually find some pretty decent damage onto Daps. Oh, well. Yeah, already dropped the ball on that one. But, yeah, 2 HP. Little tickle with the nade.
Just a little tickle. Now starting to pressure Halls. That's a good tag from Tarek. Fugly down to 56, softened up. Stewie being left alone at the B bomb site, just using his smoke the past couple seconds. That will fade right around 30 seconds, I believe. Here comes the hit from NRG. Molotovs, flashbangs. Stewie's got no chance of holding this off, but he can at least get one, but it seemed like he might have had the jump, just too blind to make it work. And again, Cloud9's caught out with a stack towards the other bomb, so that's kind of been the theme throughout this half, as NRG's been able to read where they've adjusted to, or at least figured it out during the hit and been able to kind of very quickly go the other direction. Seen a number of times Cloud9 just barely missing the timing on the rotation back in towards that A bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, that round Cloud9 really tried to sell the fact that they had players stacked up on B by throwing those extra smokes down onto the top of Banana, trying to make it look like there was... I think they fought through 4 smokes there, so 4 players. This attempt did shut down of the players exiting the B-bomb site from Cloud9, just gets completely dismantled. Spy now comes on in finally, though, and a pause called on out. Cloud9 starting to feel the pressure a bit, but it's NRG to call the pause. Of course, they're...
Cloud9 still got 3 remaining as well, remember.
Yeah, they're currently, what? I think it's 3 rounds into a 7-round comeback. Yeah, they've got 4 more yet to find. Cloud9, they've given away the last 2 almost for free on the back of 2 ecos.
Yeah, well, I mean, which is fine when you have that many rounds to play with. This is going to be one where they have the AWP on Skadoodle, they have the Molotovs, the smokes, they have the kits as well. Everything you could want to close this out. Maybe not everything, to be honest with you, which is kind of surprising considering they double saved, but they did invest in some upgraded pistols a number of times, so maybe got a little bit too spendy in those rounds, if that works.
I like it. Yeah, a little bit too spendy. Don't know if that's with a Y or an I.
Why? It's definitely a Y.
I mean, you've already thrown words to the wind, Jason. Skadoodle. He's quick to execute Cirque. That's now the man advantage taken for Cloud9.
I feel like that was like a tactical change of his position, just because they've struggled a number of times when NRG has just kind of walked into the B bomb site on contact. So there's a change. That catches NRG off guard. 3 players over towards the A site, 2 inside of A. An automatic with a Molotov towards Archway. Probably going to turn into the bomb site, gets caught. Couldn't clear on any of the players. It became kind of breezy, and that's a good kill from Tarek, and now it's all cinched up. Map is all over. It's going to be 16-11. Ethan in a 1-on-4 does find a kill, and actually, hold the phone. I might have been too excited. 1 in the bomb site to find it. If he gets this quick, he'll have plenty of time, but actually he's just going to try and plant, and Tarek has eluded him. Thinks it's maybe a fake plant. Doesn't matter. That's it. 16-11. This Cloud9 last the storm. They ride the storm out, take the first map win.
Yeah, and that's also NRG's first loss of the season, but they have a chance to claim back revenge on the next map. We'll be back with that and the analyst desk after a break.
Incendiary out.